Attribution is telling your readers where you got your information, be it from a human source, a report, another news outlet, or a video. Now, NPR, the radio news network, their philosophy is to attribute everything, as they want their audience to know what information came from what source. Now, that's a good rule, but writing so-and-so said after every sentence can be a bit much for the reader. A better guideline is offered by journalist Tony Rogers. Attribute once per paragraph. Any information that comes from a source rather than your own first-hand observation or knowledge. And just like in writing a research paper, though, you don't need to cite common knowledge or clear and undisputed facts, like North Carolina became a state in 1789. Speaking of sources, how should you identify them in your story? Identify your source using both first and last name, along with some other identifying characteristics, such as job title or residence, such as Clifton Robinson, a first-grade teacher at Adams Elementary. Use the source's last name only on subsequent reference. There are only 14 students in Robinson's classroom today, with more than half homesick with the flu. Now, don't reference Robinson by his first name unless he's under the age of 18. Don't use courtesy titles like Mr., Mrs., or Ms. in attributions. Using Mr. Robinson here is incorrect. It's just Robinson. There are, however, a few exceptions that allow you to use courtesy titles, such as indirect quotations. If someone said, Mr. Robinson is my favorite teacher, you don't have to edit out the Mr. And also, you use courtesy titles for medical doctors and dentists, Dr. Clifton Robinson on first reference and Dr. Robinson on subsequent references. Sometimes you will have a story where sources share a last name, such as a husband and wife or parent and child. In those instances, you want to do what the New York Times does and use the source's full name on each reference, rather than courtesy titles or first name on subsequent references, such as Clifton Robinson and Claire Robinson, rather than Mr. Robinson and Mrs. Robinson or Clifton and Claire. Now, you may run across a source who identifies outside the male-female gender binary and uses they, them, or other pronouns instead of he, him, or she, her. Now, when this happens, you can do one of three things. Now, in this quote, if Jameson is going to show up a bunch in this story, you might want to let the reader know that you'll be using they said later on. Now, in this fictional example of a local store staying open a little bit later, Jameson is just a pleased patron, so that probably wouldn't be necessary. Now, your second option is just drop in they said with no explanation. Now, that might work, but you can also run the risk of readers thinking you made a typo or draw attention to Jameson's gender when it isn't really relevant to the story. Now, in this particular instance, I would recommend avoiding the issue altogether and just use their last name again rather than a pronoun.